In pure retro Wolfenstein 3D fashion, this game, Compound, is being released to early access by one developer, Bevan McKechnie. In Compound, you clear maps of enemies to get to the next map. You first clear 2 sewer maps, then 2 warehouse maps, then 2 office maps. Then, it just repeats in a loop. Now that's an oversimplified description, but it's not too far off on my whole view of the game. Compound aims to be a step above a wave shooter game. We're set loose to roam locations like a traditional first-person shooter. Map layouts and enemy spawns are all randomly generated. Although it's nice to roam these randomly generated maps, it doesn't even come close to addressing the lack of depth that this game offers. There's only 4 different kinds of weapons and 5 different kinds of enemies. That's not a lot of variety. You have your basic plasma pistol, which is pretty universal. You also can find a submachine gun, a shotgun, and a railgun. The majority of the time, I was using my plasma pistol. It has unlimited ammo and it has range, which makes it a great all-around weapon. And when bots get too close, I like to use my submachine gun as my oh shit weapon. You're limited to only carrying 2 weapons at a time. I wish 2-handing weapons was possible, especially with the railgun. Keeping it stable was pretty hard, making long distance shots really awkward. Reloading weapons felt great. Slapping a magazine on top of the submachine gun and clicking the button to set it, hearing the bracket snap off was a nice touch. On easy difficulty, I was able to complete 1.5 loops. That's only 8 maps completed. Now I'm fine with having a difficult game, but I already put a few hours into this game and I'm in the exact same spot as when I first started. It feels like I'm not making progress to anything. It feels like I'm not playing for anything. Some sort of upgrade or progression would have been nice. Any sort of depth to your character or weapon, a leaderboard or some sort of achievement. Give me some reason, some goal to play this game. Procedurally generated maps are a great way for the game to feel different every time you play it, even if you're playing it over and over again. It works great in a different game called In Death. In Death also has procedurally generated maps, but they have a ton of different elements that make the maps feel different. There's indoor and outdoor sections, stairs and different levels, different kinds of rooms and hallways, small tight rooms and large open rooms. And they all fit together to create maps that are really fun to move through. In Compound, the maps are one-dimensional. Okay, I know it's a nod to retro era style maps where rooms are really boxy and everything is shaped with right angles, but moving through these maps feel really repetitive and boring. I know I'm tearing into this game, but I really do want to see this game succeed. It's made by a single developer, Bevan McKechnie. This game is still in early access and he's laid out a roadmap to keep updating and adding to the game. And I do want to come back to this game in the future just to see how far it's come. Virtual reality is still in its early days, but it's guys like Bevan that are paving the way for the future of VR. The game runs smooth. I haven't run into any glitches myself, and the frame rates stay high and it loads really quickly. Now that's way more than I could say for most indie VR games out there. So technically he's got the skill to make a great game, but it seems like he just needs the time to make this game great. So for $20 on Steam, you get the chance to play this game, which at the moment runs great, it's fun and immersive, if not just a little shallow at the moment. But sometimes it's more about the greater goal of the community. Support talented people so that they have the motivation to see their projects through to become a diamond in the rough.